fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey Star Trek Fleet Commanders, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to discuss a couple different things. Number one, a good thing, quality of life update coming to STFC, or actually is already here. We'll talk about that in a second. Then also, I kind of want to give y'all kind of a brief overview of how the surveys have been because many of you end up asking for the results. We share them all the time in like Discord and stuff, but figure we do it here and also use this as an opportunity to say, hey, Scopely, because we know that y'all watch the videos, which is appreciated that you watch my content and other CC's content. But hey guys, gals up there at the Overlord office, need to really take note because maybe you're heading in a bad direction. But we'll cover all that. First, we'll start with the good news, and that is this right here. Obsidian Hamster announcing it officially yesterday, which is adding in some sliders for some of your recruit options. Now, before anybody says anything, I absolutely agree. There are more things that this needs to get applied to. 1,000,000%. I'm simply going to celebrate the win that we have. Getting some of this here is good, and hopefully most of you agree with that. But yeah, I absolutely would like to see this extended into more areas of the game, more things. I mean, an example would be the one-day peace shields that we all try to redeem a lot of. Well, it'd be nice if we were able to get more of those like up front and in a hurry. But let's take a look at what they did in fact add. So, as you know, we've got in the officer section mainly 3 things that we do pretty often, which are going to be your ultra premium and standard recruits. You do also have transporter patterns as well. And again, I am acknowledging that we'd like to see this added into other places. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get my 1 wharf shard because I've only ever gotten 1 wharf shard from this refinery. But let's take a look at the premium. I use this one as an example because I happen to have 71,800 of these saved up. And at one time, I can dump 50, so 7,500, which is obviously more than the 10 I was doing before. I'm now doing 5 times as much as previous. And let's see what our pull is here, doing 7,500 at one time. Now I have noticed, and again, I'm not trying to be complaining McComplainerson, have noticed that doing this can implement some lag, as you can see. And again, lag is definitely not a good thing. I'll cover more of that here in a bit. I'm gonna hit the skip button and see what I end up getting in total. 500,000 officer XP is kind of nice, to be honest. And that is part of what you get, as well as coming into here. So for example, if you wanted to go after, let me use one that everybody kind of likes to go after. 6 of 11, right? I don't have him maxed now. I could go ahead and do a 50 pull here because I have 1.2 million transporter patterns playing around. So I'm going to hit that. Bam, got me 50 as I work closer to maxing out 6 of 11. Again, that is a nice slider. You also have this in the ultras though. So back up to the front. Here's your ultra recruit. You see I've got 30,000 laying around. I could do a 50 pull if I had 40. And now I kind of want to save to do a 40 all at one time. But these sliders getting added in are great. Now, we want to add in a couple of things to play overlords. You know, number one, want the sliders everywhere. The sliders are not in the regular recruit chest. It'd also be nice if we went into our factions themselves and we're able to do sliders and stuff here that if we wanted to do. I mean, I know that some of these have design timers, but some of it's so dated, right? I mean, honestly, if I've got the credits, why hold me back on Federation Recruit 1 or 2 or 3? I'm saying this, you know, to Scopely, who has made a visible effort to make the new game better for players coming into the game. Well, we know that the original set of Federation Klingon Romulan officers are not the end-all be-all like they were in the beginning of the game, and simply removing the timer here and just letting you just slide collect if you have the faction credits be a nice quality of life improvement. But there are other things that could have sliders here, and as I mentioned before, kind of number one thing on my slider list for a while has actually been in the Alliance store. Go all the way down to one day's peace shields. Real nice if I could just, you know, get 50 of these. I'm sitting on, I don't even know how many tokens I'm sitting on. 32,000 Alliance tokens, Alliance credits. I would like to just turn those into one-day shields. That way I don't have to come in here every few days and do it. But again, lots of things can have sliders. And I understand that there are timers on certain things for a reason. I get why, you know, the 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, you know, Armada chests have a timer. As a player, would I like to be able to pull as much as I do? Yeah, I would. I understand the logic to a degree, but there's still so many things missing in terms of opportunity for improvement that, yes, I am absolutely celebrating the win right now, 1,000%. Don't want to make it sound like I'm not, but there's still more to be done. So, number one, thank you for the sliders. And number two, well, add more sliders. There's Rev's TED Talk for the day. More sliders everywhere, more collect-alls everywhere. Great step. Let's keep marching. We want to see more of that. Let's not wait 3, 4, 6 months before the next one comes. Other part of this video I want to talk about was giving y'all these. These are the overall grades over, well, since we started doing this. This is 2023, 2024. It's the game. This is how y'all been grading it. And I do want to point out that last month, communications dropped to the lowest it's been since February, which we saw a dramatic improvement, but it's slowly gotten down. And then we also finally saw stability scores really hit. Obviously, people have complained about stability. For about 4 months after they did the Unity upgrade, it was pretty good. But as you can see on the notes, remember, you're focusing on the green and the red portions. You want to focus on the swing. Are we swinging to the negative or swinging to the positive? You can see that stability has just gone down by letter grade, but also has finally reached into just a majority negative. So there's more people speaking negatively of it than positively. That's what the red versus green is. If you see green, it means more people are saying positive than negative. See red, more negative than positive. You see features have been dropping down since Mirror Universe has come out. It has not been well received. Calendar, we just recorded, hate to be the guy, the worst calendar ever in patch 68. Why did June have a terrible calendar? Let's just be honest. It was Mirror Universe Part 2, and it was the worst event star we've ever seen. Like, unashamedly. And the second worst officer grade of all time as well. So, that's kind of where we are with that. And again, this is just me giving you updates. I'm not trying to turn this into a rant session, but simply trying to be honest. And, patch 68 that we did this survey on, and we do these surveys all the time. We give overlords the feedback, but you as the player are entitled to them. We usually stop at about 2,000 people who respond. And it's been pretty consistent over the past few months. 2,000 of y'all participating, which, by the way, thank you. That's crazy numbers, by the way. Insane that we've had to cut off how many people are actually participating because it just gets too much work for the volunteer team that we have. And thank you to Archduke and the volunteers for helping with these to go through the comments and see what's the most prevalent. And Archduke made that comment saying that the comments here, most negative in patch 68 that we've ever had, as he was going through them and we perused through all those comments, the most negative comment section we've ever had. So again, needing to trend in a better direction. And I do think that they've made things better in a lot of ways. Example would be this communication. I appreciate Hamster and understanding that there are limits to what he can say, what they'll allow community managers, whoever's in that role, to say. But seeing things like this, where we're announcing, hey, you're going to get your comp chest, you're going to get your rewards, or, this issue that we had recently. And there was an issue. But then having to come back today and, we're discussing it, looking for more clarity. Now, I will say I 100% appreciate Hamster announcing this, like actually saying it. And Hamster's been in the official Discord quite heavily past few days trying to address all these issues for players. Also, shout out to Sim Polly, who was helping with some tickets earlier, getting them escalated. That's their job, and they're doing it. But this gripe is more for the company side of things, right? It was actually funny to see players, a lot of players obviously recommending in the official Discord, hey, why don't you just comp people the top reward and we can move on from it? And, obviously expecting them to comp a top reward is expecting a lot. And Hamster basically said that himself. But it's more of a, hey, company, a lot of the sentiment to 2024 has been negative, right? And I don't think that's just my community. Maybe I'm in the wrong there. You can give me what you think. I think most of the sentiment for the game's direction has been negative this year. And I don't think that's a Galaxy Quest thing is the fault. I think it's been that way for a while because of the infamous quantity versus quality promise that was given out. And obviously that's them shooting themselves in the foot. But it's at the same time, you look at where the players are. We even have new players who've been playing only the past year who have talked about the steady decline. And hopefully Q4 of this game pushes it in the right direction. But this is me giving credit to Scopely for doing a small quality of life improvement, which I do think is good. And I'm definitely not trying to hide that. But at the same time, when you're moving in a mostly negative direction, your VIP room is constantly on fire, complaining about different issues. You've seen that G6 still has barely been able to create a population, only about 4,000 people in the entire game, even up in that area. The game has got to change directions. Now, I am not smart enough. I'm not a game designer to tell you how exactly to do that. All I can really do is say, hey, people don't enjoy this, and here are a bunch of quality of life things they want to have. I don't have the answers to everything, but I can tell you from what everybody else is showing and saying that more than just sliders to things like, recruit stations are needed. It's a lot that needs to get put in. I do 100% appreciate that being done, but I would also say make sure you're listening to what's going on. Not just the positive voices that you hear, but also the people that are upset. Make sure you're focusing on giving the people what they want. Or they can just come hang out with me and we'll be upset together playing different games. Whatever it ends up being, at least I'm letting y'all know everything that there is to know, at least from my end, right? Again, I'm going to give you all the results, all the things, and Y'all make your determinations from there. If there's anything I can help y'all with, well, live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. Deuces, that's me. Contact me. Facebook, Discord, Twitter, wherever. And I'm more than happy to converse with you to help you, even on the Reddit. Yeah, the STFC official Reddit is alive and well. Not everybody uses Reddit, but you know what? I like that there's a place for everybody somewhere. So hit me up if you need me as I get distracted with these solo armadas, and I will see y'all on the next one. If you have questions about any of our surveys or whatever we do, feel free to ask those as well. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.